Okay, I want to talk about Strasserists and Nazbols because this is something I've been meaning to talk about for a while, and I kind of want to get this off my chest. There are two kinds of Strasserists. The kind that are Strasserists and know that they're just Nazis, and then there are Strasserists who pretend to be socialists. Now, if you're a Strasserist and you know you're a Nazi, fine. Whatever. But if you're a Strasserist and you claim to be a socialist, that I have a problem with. One of the things that we do know about Nazism is its anti-scientific way of thinking. Rather than trying to understand how societies work and how the competing influences of the society shape it, base superstructure and whatnot, is to resort to unscientific nonsense like conspiracy theories. And essentially the belief that the Jews secretly run everything is nothing more than a conspiracy theory. This is an unscientific way of thinking. This, if you're a Strasserist that knows he's a Nazi, by all means. But if you're a Strasserist and you claim to be a socialist, you're deliberately choosing something that is anti-scientific and trying to apply that to scientific socialism. This doesn't make any sense. Race is a social construct, and if you don't believe that, then you're literally not preaching Marxism. In which case, either acknowledge that you're wrong on race, or stop being a socialist. If you're already willing to completely abandon logic and science on the issues of race, you might as well abandon it on everything else as well. Now, a lot of people, I've heard a lot of defenses, a lot of people claiming that, yeah, well, Strasser was a socialist and, like, Hitler killed him because blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's pretend for a second that Strasser actually was a socialist for the sake of argument. What was he doing in the Nazi Party? They weren't socialists. And anybody who is a socialist would know that. So what was he doing there? Was he going to change the system from the inside? That doesn't make any sense. If that were the case, then Strasser is an idiot. And a lot of people say, well, Strasser didn't agree with all the racial stuff. Then again, what was he doing there? How could you have been such an important member of the Nazi Party and not notice the anti-Semitism or notice the racism in general? Either Strasser was an idiot and didn't know what was going on, or you're intellectually dishonest in claiming Strasser didn't know about it. I mean, it's just, this Strasserism is just complete and utter nonsense. From just about every view. If you want to be a Strasserist, have at it. But you cannot be a Strasserist and claim to be a socialist, because those two things openly contradict each other. Now, speaking of ideologies that openly contradict each other, Nazbols. Now, let's pretend for a moment that Nazbol is something more than just a meme, which is essentially what it is. It's ideological stupidity. And yes, I'm aware of the Nazbol party that exists in Russia and the insanity that's behind that. Now, if you can't see the blatant contradiction between anti-scientific racist nonsense and socialism, as I described previously with Strasserism, you're pretty goddamn ignorant. Nazbol doesn't make any sense in any way, shape, or form. If you're a Nazbol unironically, you're an idiot. And if you're a Nazbol ironically, you're... Actually, you know what? I probably shouldn't say that because that's one of the things that YouTube says you can't say anymore. So if you're a Nazbol ironically, you're a waste of time. And you're a waste of effort. When you could be actually pushing Marxism, scientific socialism, but you'd rather push this meme garbage of Nazbol. Now let me explain to you what Nazbol really means. Nazbol is not a word that describes an ideology. Nazbol is a term that describes the exclusion from other ideologies. Now, most people who run around calling themselves Nazbols are claiming to be socialists, but reject much of the gender nonsense that is being pushed by the fake left, the postmodernist liberals that like to call themselves Marxists. And that's fine if you want to do that, but this whole thing doesn't make any sense. Calling yourself a Nazbol is stupid, both ironically and unironically. Better to say that it's a waste of time, ironically, and just stupid, unironically. But that's what a Nazbol really is, someone who rejects much of the liberalism coming out of, and I know you're not going to like this, but the first worldism, because it is the first world that's pushing this nonsense, where everything is offensive, everything is automatically racist, even if it makes absolutely no sense, and much of the gender ideology. Now, if you're a Marxist and you reject this liberal garbage, like I do, you can still be an ML. Just so you know, you can reject this liberal crap and still be an ML. You don't even have to go to being a third worldist to reject it. Just be a regular ML. It's anti-materialist bullshit. And because of that, it has no place in Marxism. It's nonsense. It's postmodernist crap that is pushed by the CIA and the mainstream bourgeois political landscape. Reject it. But you can do that without being a Nazbol. You can just actually be a Marxist and reject that liberal bullshit. That's not Marxism. Just so you know. You don't have to go to the point of coming up with some kind of new stupid title like Nazbol. You don't have to come up with some kind of new weird shit, some kind of name to describe Marxism that rejects anti-materialist crap. So just so you know, you can just be an ML. But to those people who unironically call themselves Nazbols, you're dumb. If you can't see how the theories of Nazism and socialism contradict each other, you're genuinely fucking dumb. And if you do it ironically, your time would be better spent pushing actual Marxist theory rather than being a stupid meme kid. Because frankly, that's what you are. And that's one of my criticisms of first worldism, is that it's mostly something that is degenerated into something that's nothing more than memes and shooting your mouth off on the internet. That's what first worldism has degenerated into. And if you're serious about first worldism and you're really, really sure that first worldism is a thing that's going to work, and trust me, this time it's going to be different than the past century and a half when it completely failed, go out and do it. Make it work. Form a new party. Go out and join the CPGBML. Go join the PSL or whatever, and march in the streets. Do the union activism. Just don't do the meme shit. Every branch of Marxism, actual Marxism, is better than memes and can do better than memes. And don't even give me this crap about how, oh yeah, but memes reach people. Yeah, that's fine and that's true, but that's all that's being done. It's stupid. Try actual organization. So that's the rant that I want to put on Nazbols and Strasserists. Just, if you're going to claim to be a Marxist or a socialist, cut that shit out. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.